Okay, you're going to notice that the album is upside down the whole way. I'm sorry, I was used to my video camera being in a different position and I didn't even notice it as I was filming. And this is way too long to do again, so forgive me, but you will see all the yumminess of this album. Oh, hey everybody, this is Geneva, and I have a new scrapbook that I have put together. It encouraged me to go and revisit an online teacher that I watched when I first started. Her name's Laura Denison. Her website is lauradenisondesigns.com. This is made from a pattern of hers called Photo Polio, but I did not follow the pattern exactly, in so much as that I put in hinges um, rather than using her method of binding this together. I I wanted it to be an album and not a folio. Um, so this is what I've put together. It is basically her design, just changed up a little bit. She still has the pattern available. Her teaching videos are all archived on her website. She doesn't charge you to watch them. Her printed tutorial prices are more than reasonable. If you at all like this and want to build one of your own, or something similar, I would really suggest you go over and check out her website. She does a lot of really, really neat stuff. She does a lot of three-dimensional um, home decor pieces that have mini albums on the inside as well. So if you're into that, you're going to love her. So if you don't know about Laura Denison Designs, go discover it. Okay, cover. I made this with my cereal box weight chipboard. Um, the way I embellished it, it would probably be would it behove me to use my medium weight chipboard, but this is still a beautiful album. I love the way it turned out. It is shabby chic, Victorian, whatever you want to call this look. It's my favorite. It's what I do the most of. Um, if you follow me at all, you know that. Um, I will try to remember to stop and describe the elements as I go along. The papers are a paper set that I got on clearance at Michael's very recently. They are die cuts with a view, and I used both stacks, and you can see there's probably about half left of each one of them, and that's just the way it turned out. uh, I am just so thrilled with this album. This is the Martha Stewart punch set. It's an around the page set. It is deco fan. I do know that Michaels has closed out Martha Stewart products from their stores, so you won't be able to get them at Michaels anymore. I do have a couple available in my eBay. No, they're in my Etsy store, I believe. Yes, and they're not expensive. But if you can't find them anywhere else, you may want to go check out my Etsy store. Um, this is a little 1-inch strip that's put behind. This, of course, is that deco fan. The green is a 1-inch strip, and I cut another 1-inch strip and did the deco fan, and then I cut a 3/4 inch strip and punched the deco fan, and I punched them so it would be offset. You can see here. This behind is probably a 2-inch strip of paper. Um, This again is Deco Fan, and I used the measurements so I could do a nice border around. So it's started out 3¼ by 5, and then I punched it. This I fussy cut out of one of the paper sets. The ribbon, I use just white chiffon ribbon. I believe this is 3/4 inch, and I color it with my Distress spray stain or Distress stain, whichever one I have in the right color. So I did some blues, I did some pinks, and I did, this is tea dye. This I created with a stamp that I purchased on eBay some time ago. This is a pre-made flourish that I got either Michael's or Hobby Lobby when they had one of their, their 50% off sales. I managed to find some of these before somebody else did. This is a Prima flower, and I got these at Hobby Lobby. And I used 3 of the flowers. They add quite a bit of bulk to the album. And the album looks like it's overstuffed, but it's really not. There's plenty of room in there. The bulk is just from the flowers on the inside, and it's some of the other embellishments that you'll see. This is part of the paper, so as again, with diligent cutting of your papers, you come up with some really, really neat stuff. This is a doily die. I don't know the brand. I again picked this up off of eBay. Some lady in Canada was selling them, and I grabbed one. This set has some really, really dark. I don't care for that, and it has dark darks. But when I cut them and put them inside the album as a smaller piece, it worked better for me that way. So I ended up using more of the dark pieces than I thought I would, just for the simple fact that they actually ended up working like I wanted them to. This is a single sheet of paper matted onto another piece. So this is not layered, it was just layered in the paper design. And the back mirrors the front. And I've got it closed with some chiffon ribbon that I did not color. I had already had it, so I've used 2 different colors, sort of a peachy color and sort of a green color, but it works so well. It makes such a pretty 3-layered bow. Alright, try to keep this in screen. This is such a beautiful album. Okay, this is a 1-inch strip of ivory card, and I've used tea dye on it. And then I cut a 1-inch strip of my colored paper, and I just used this to make the lace. I start it, say, like here, punch it all the way, and then I flip it over and start exactly in the same place, and I get a perfect design. Okay. This is one of the Prima flowers. Sliders and the heart with the rose on it. I got off of eBay through a China seller, and I didn't back all the mats because I didn't want to add any unnecessary bulk. but it's got to look pretty until the photos are put in. So this is the same. You can see how we use the corner punch here on the corners, and it's also punched here and here, and you can't see it because the rose is covering up. But if you look on your instructions that come with these, it kind of shows you about using the corner punch, and Laura shows you exactly how to do this. It's really a neat, I don't know if you can see it, but it's used twice here in the middle, and the paper's not cut all the way down. It's just punched here and punched here. It's really neat. Okay, so here's the inside. This is some of the ribbon I colored. More of the sliders. This space for journaling. You see I used some 1/4 inch grosgrain ribbon throughout. I also used some 1/4 inch satin, which you'll see in a moment. This tag pulls out from behind here. Now this is a switch up. I chose to not adhere this edge down so I could add another tag back here, which I did. And I will show you before we finish how I did this tag. And this is with a Martha Stewart punch. It's with Daisy Fan. It's with this one. And I will show you exactly how to get that end on there. It is so easy, you just won't believe it. Now see, these are little envelopes, and they stagger up. And there's one of these tags on each side, and in the center is a tag. So when you take it all out, you have this lonely looking little envelope. But now it looks much happier. Photos anywhere here you want to. This is a belly band. It's not a belly band. It's a vertical band, and it's wrapped all the way around the page and adhered here and here, so you have these nice little places for nice large photo mats. You could certainly slide an envelope under here. This and this piece, of course, are from the paper sets that I bought. And these are so cool. These are so cool. They're don't look so much here, but oh, the corners. This is Art Deco, no, Deco Punch from Crocodile. It's one of their corner chompers. I used that throughout as well. Now see, when you turn this over, isn't this beautiful? Place to journal. I cut these out with my Cricut. This is a scalloped button die. It's the next to the largest one from the Memory Box scallop button set. Nice little company. I love their product. I've never had any trouble with it. These all three are the same. The ribbon here is a stopper, and let's see. Yes, these you could tuck something under if you wanted to. And again, that same band how pretty that is with just without anything. This closes right up. And this is again the same little envelope page. I've done a different tag, which again I cut this at 3 1/4. Did my corners and my one punch, so it was all the way across, and I just used a little satin bow to top it off. These are little flat back pearls I buy in bulk. Again, I probably got them from a China buyer, because you know, on eBay you can get stuff for very, very inexpensive sometimes. Photo mat in the center. And the same stylo tag on the other side. This is not a difficult album to assemble, and the assembling the basic album will take you no time at all. It is doing the decorating and the embellishing. I have spent a month on this album, and as you know, I don't have a day job, so most of my days were spent in here when not taking care of my mother. So yep. But it was fun. Okay, when it quits being fun, I'm gonna quit. But I had a ball putting this together. This one, judicious cut of paper. I really, really did not like the full 12 by 12 sheet, but I thought the owl was adorable, so I figured out a way to use him. And he's on an oversized pocket that holds 2 really large mats. Again, these are an opportunity to showcase your paper if you happen to have some that is like this with not extra large images on them. This flips over, and on the other side is photo mats tucked away. This is the same as I did on the on these funky little tags here, except I used the large button and I used pink ribbon instead of a flat back pearl embellishment. These have 3/8 inch gutters, so there's plenty of room here. Now again, the embellishments have already taken up the space, so when you add photos, it's just filling in air. Here's another large pocket. Some of these papers were really just beautiful, and I was so glad for the opportunity to leave them mostly intact. Show them off. Okay, this is the same kind of little envelope page. Again, 3 staggering, and back side. This side is pink, this side is blue. Places to journal. Okay, now here's the mirror of the those funky little tag page. Nice long spot here. You could add journaling, you could add a bunch of little photos, all kinds of possibilities. Those little funky tags with the these are so neat. And this is another way, sort of it's the same way as making the double punch in the middle of the page, and Laura shows you exactly how to do that. So I'm not going to, well, I suppose I could. It's not like it's a secret. So that's two things I'll show you. Flip up. Now I used a magnet here, and these come out just like that. See that? This is a cut apart from the paper, and then this is just another tag that again just tucks away in there. This folds down, and have a little tag here and a tag here. Again, it tucks under right there. Here is a large pocket with a large photo mat in it. Room for more. Okay, again, those little flip pockets, they're done exactly the same as the others. This guy goes in the middle. And then to the back page. Again, the Prima flower. The card, the photo mat just flips in and out. Both the same. And I'll lay this laying down. Okay. And these flip like this. So if you didn't want to do these 4x6 tags, you could certainly do a smaller horizontal tag. And here I've just matted, and this is, both of these pieces make the pocket. One goes in there, and these go in here. Voila. And when I made my hinge, I used a piece of pattern paper rather than just blank cardstock, and I used a piece that had the colors in it, but I knew I probably wouldn't use anywhere else on the inside, and it came out, I think, rather well. So you have this image that comes all the way across through the hinges, but it's not in your face, and because I didn't really love the image, it was perfect. This is a piece of lace I had that were butterflies strung together, and I just used my tumbled glass distress spray and spray stain and colored it, dried it, and put it on there. Here's just a ribbon wrapped around and tied, and again these just pop out. Okay, so there it is. I love it. What can I say? Okay. Now, the tag with the daisy fan on it. cut a piece 3 inches, and you can do the height if you want to, but I tend to do the height after. And when I did those, I did 3 by 11, and then I had 2 tags, and I didn't have to trim it very much for it to be exactly the size I wanted. Okay, so now we have 3-inch wide piece, and here's the daisy punch. Okay, now I do this from the back just because I want to make sure it's right, and I make sure I have the hole and a little bit longer. Now turn it over and line it up right here. Punch it. Okay. Now these end up being 2 3/4 inches wide if you do it the way I do it. Okay. So I cut right here at that little valley. And 2 3/4 should be about perfect. I've done it right. So there you go. Okay. Now I'm going to use the same one, and I'm going to show you how we do the center punch. And so what you want to do is find the middle, and I'm going to start from here. So I've got my 0 ruler, and okay, so there's the center. Now I want to make a line. I'm going to need this line. Okay. Now, you open one wing. And you've got notches here, a notch here, and a mark here. And if you've made your line long enough, you'll see it'll line up here, and I have it. So what this is going to do is cut this side, okay? Did I bugger that up? Ah. Okay, let's do the cut in the middle. I'm just going to cut a piece of scrap here so we don't have too big of a piece of paper to work with. We're going to find the center. Now we're going to make ourselves a line. Okay. Take out one wing. Now, on the opposite side of the wing, you'll see this mark here? There's one here, okay? and they actually mark the center there, which is very cool on these. So you get it resting on the wing, you slide it up, so on the opposite side from the wing you see the mark, and you punch it, and it's going to punch on this side. Okay, now open the other wing, and you're going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it over and make sure that my punch is doing what I want it to do. Okay, it's on the line here, making sure it's okay here. And there's your indent. And you can do this with any of the corner punches. Okay, so there you go. And I will see you, I don't know how soon, with something new. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.